In the Junction of Sunshine and Lucky, Augie and Gus create their sculptures out of the junk that Gus picks up in his truck, named Old Glory, during his trash hauls. They also use an old welding torch to put their sculptures together. I don't have an old welding torch, but I am going to put together a small Augie-inspired sculpture using the junk that I found in my own garage. And I'm going to start with a piece of a lamp. You know, this is the part of the lamp that holds both the light bulb and the lampshade at the top. And what I love about this piece is just that it's the perfect outline of a head. You know, that's the perfect shape to be an outline of a head for the beginning of my sculpture. I'm also going to use, this is also a piece of a lamp. This is the part that actually holds the bulb. But I think it makes a great neck. So I'm going to screw it on upside down to make my neck here. And, you know, the whole thing of making sculptures really gets started for Augie when they close down her old school. And they redistrict her. They send her to a new school that teaches her that she's really kind of from the poorer section of town. She never realized it before. She'd always gone to school with just kids from her own neighborhood. And now she's going to school with kids. She realizes on the first day, you know, they're dressed a little better than she is. They're certainly driving cars that are a lot better than Gus's Old Glory. And it hits her for the first time that she is from kind of a poor section of town. And to make matters worse, her best friend Lexi decides that she likes one of the girls from this new school a lot better than she likes Augie. You know, one of these girls that does have more is from kind of a better neighborhood. And this, of course, breaks Augie's heart. So she's determined at this point to prove to everybody that she and Gus are not as, you know, kind of run down as the front of their house might suggest. So she's going to redecorate the house, but when you don't have a lot of money, you can't just go out and buy a bunch of new stuff. So what's she going to do? She's got to use what's available to her, and that turns out to be the junk from Gus's trash hauls. Okay, so continuing on here with our sculpture, I think my person has got a really cool spiky hairdo, and so to make hair, I'm going to use some clothespins here. Get my hairdo going. There we go. And once I get this hair going, I've also found some really cool reflectors and some magnetic clips. So I'm going to I've got reflectors that are different colors. I've got a blue reflector and a green reflector. So I'm going to use these as eyes. So my person's got two different color eyes. And, you know, really, I think the coolest thing about Augie as a character is that she sees the world not exactly as it is, but as it can be. You know, I mean, you have to be an artist, right? I mean, you're never gonna create anything if you're just constantly looking at everything in a literal way. I mean, you know, if she only saw, you know, reflectors and clips and clothespins and never saw hair, right? She'd never make a sculpture. We'd never make a sculpture like this today if we saw that way, would we? I've also got a red reflector here, and I think I'm going to use that to make a mouth. Use a couple of clips here. You know, I think really some of the coolest people in the world are the people who see things in an artistic way and are always in the midst of kind of making the world a prettier place. You know, that's what I think is cool about Augie, and I think that's a pretty big, you know, part of the reason why I think you're going to like hanging out with Augie too. So here we go. Here is our sculpture we've made today. We've got our hair and our eyes and our nose and our mouth rather, and our neck. And you know what? I think a broomstick is going to be a fantastic body. I think that's going to fit right in here, right in my opening here that I've created at the bottom of my neck. And I think I'm going to go head on out to the garage and grab a broomstick and keep working on my sculpture. And while I'm doing that, you guys can get started reading The Junction of Sunshine and Lucky.